All right. If you can see or hear me, please say something in the chat. Although I think there's a pretty massive delay, so I'm just going to sit here and wait for a little bit to see if anyone is actually getting this. I am very nervous. This is the first time I've done a live stream or anything like this, and I could just be talking to myself right now. I'm not sure. Let me know. I am monitoring the comments. All right, I will take potatoes as a sign that this might be actually working right now, right? I need you guys to tell me. I have no idea. Can you hear me? All right, I'm going to take that as a yes. So I'm going to guess that you guys can hear me. All right, awesome. All right, so I guess that welcome Binge Watchers, the place where we can talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right, it's weird because there's a delay, but yeah, we'll work through it. Okay, so welcome to Binge Watchers, where we talk about the stories and characters we love and the shows they live in. My name is Ron, and welcome to the first Binge Watchers live stream to ever happen on this earth. And I have to do a few disclaimers first, a few things that I have to get out of the way. First, I don't really have a plan for this. I didn't know if anyone was actually going to show up, so I was planning that if anyone shows up, I would get your questions and answer them and tell you a little bit about what I have planned for the channel and the shows that I've been watching lately, and maybe we could chat on those a little bit. That is the first thing I wanted to disclaim. The second thing is that I would like everyone to remember that English is not my first language. I'm used to writing like an outline, a script of sorts for the videos, and then I'm able to kind of read off that and kind of improvise on that. So get ready to hear me stumble and fall with my language a little bit here and there. So that's a thing that's going to happen. Who's the girl in the back? The girl in the back is my wife. The girl in the back is my wife. And I did not realize that she was in the frame. But she Now look what you did. You made her go away. All right. Okay, so any questions that you might have about anything, because I want this to be kind of a conversation, please put them down in the comments. For some reason, I'm not able to type in the comments. I don't know why. But as soon as I see them, I will answer them. So, and I apologize in advance if there are going to be like parts where I'm just like, because I'll probably be waiting. I'll probably be out of things to say, and I'll be waiting for the delay to kind of catch up. Who is the worst recurring character on Arrow, and why is it Felicity? Well, why is it Felicity? Because Felicity as a character doesn't make any sense. But actually, I'm not caught up on Arrow. I'm not caught up on season 4 just yet. But my first language is Hebrew. I live in Israel currently, and I speak Hebrew. But yeah, I mean, let me just talk a little bit about Arrow because you brought it up. here's my problem with Arrow, at least for like the first, I think, kind of the first season. Um, it feels like they were going after, at first at least, they were going after something like Daredevil eventually did, and then they kind of stopped along the way, but said like, no, we want to be a bit goofy too, which the Flash then came and did like perfectly. So Arrow took a while for me before I could be okay with what it is, if that makes sense. So yeah, right now I'm not loving it. I'm liking The Flash a lot better, and obviously the Netflix Marvel originals. And yeah, I have to say that I'm not a huge Felicity fan, although she was the inspiration for the hacker sketch, which is probably the favorite thing, my favorite thing I've ever made. If I was born in Israel, yes, I was. I was born in Israel, and I currently live in Israel, and I plan on finding a way to move to the US. Do I agree with people that say that Lost is one of the greatest TV shows of all time? I have a confession to make, and I hope you guys are ready for this. But because we're all friends here in the Binge Watchers community, I know that you'll be okay with it. I haven't watched Lost. I mean, I've watched some of it, and the some of it that I did watch, I didn't feel is I didn't feel is the greatest show of all time. But you like the consensus about Lost that I usually hear from friends of mine who have watched it, and you guys and people online, was that it's cool up until like season 4, and then it just becomes like a little bit too what the fuck, and it seems like they didn't really know where they were going themselves. All right, let's see. How's it going? Yeah, there are some faces here that I'm so glad to see. I'm so glad to see people from the comments here. This is exactly what I was going for. It's going pretty well, brother. It is going pretty well. Because I was super nervous, first of all, that no one's gonna show up. And second of all, that I will kind of lose my flow, you know? I was nervous. I was nervous about this kind of thing. Thoughts about Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Always Sunny in Philadelphia is hilarious. It's, I think, I haven't watched it in a while. I'm not caught up on the latest seasons, but but it's a really good. Yeah, I think it's a really funny show. But I don't remember it well enough to kind of go in depth to all of the characters. But yeah, Dan DeVito is great. Have you watched How I Met Your Mother? I watched How I Met Your Mother, and the first 3 seasons, I remember them being like one of my favorite sitcoms ever. And especially, I think it's the season 3 finale. I remember, my wife is hiding behind a pillow. Yeah, that's funny. So I remember the season 3 finale. I think it's the wedding, and there's a scene with Marshall, and he's kind of freaking out. He's getting cold feet, and then I don't remember exactly, but he ends up making like Shawshank Redemption reference and saying and saying something about Ziwatanejo, and I remember that was when I lost it. I mean, we had to like rewind that bit. I hope you know what I'm talking about. I had to rewind that bit like 5 times and lost it every time. And the show was never as funny as that moment after that, because it became a bit too much of a drama for me. I mean, if I'm watching How I Met Your Mother, I'm looking for a sitcom, not looking for like, you know, a dramatic like soap opera kind of thing. But yeah, that's where it went. All right. Hey, Becky. All right. What are you most looking forward to in 2016? There are a lot of things. First of all, the first thing I'm looking forward in 2016 is catching up on all the shows that I didn't get to watch up until now. But there's a bunch of shows that look great coming up. You know, let me pull up that list that I had here somewhere. Hmm, I can't find it right now, but never mind. Um, there were a few shows. The first one that comes to mind was Into the Badlands. I think it's on AMC because it looks like kind of a. We have a lot of heavy, really beautifully acted dramas, and this looks kind of like a silly martial arts kind of thing. And the trailers look like, I don't know, just bad enough to look good. I miss Phoebe and Joey. Well, you could always watch all the episodes of Friends everywhere, like always. If you open your fridge right now, there will be like every episode of Friends, just rolling there. Do you only binge watch, or are there any shows that you watch every week? Well, I do have a full-time job and like a life and stuff like that. I really hope that Binge Watchers someday will turn into a business and will be my job. Maybe somewhere far off in the future that will happen. And then I will just sit and watch shows every day, man. Because one of the reasons that I started Binge Watchers was to kind of feel productive while I'm watching shows, because I love TV shows so much. So, the question was if I binge watch. I actually spent all day today binge watching Ash vs. Evil Dead, and I loved it. I mean, the review is going to be up, I think, probably end of next week, but I freaking loved it. When I can, I love binge watching. Usually I will take maybe a day, a week, where I will watch a few consecutive episodes, and I try to watch one episode a day of whatever shows that I'm watching. Shows that I'm watching with my wife, though, it's super convenient when we watch them together on like a weekly basis, and that's usually The Walking Dead and Games of Thrones. Games of Thrones. Yeah, there's that slip up. Game of Thrones. Right now we're watching iZombie, and today we watched a few episodes as well. But yeah, that's the style where I will watch something only here and there, because I don't have like a TV. I have only Netflix and Amazon and other means of getting TV shows, and also those you can't get in Israel, so also those is through a proxy and everything. So yeah, the answer would be I don't really watch current TV as much as I should, but I'm thinking of getting a Hulu subscription just in order to be able to do that, to watch TV as it comes out usually. What was the first show I've ever binge watched? That is a hard question. I can tell you what the first show. It's probably some kids show when I was a little kid, but I can tell you what is the first show I remember binge watching, and that was definitely Oz. And I think, in high school, and it was horrifying, and it's one of my favorite shows ever since. Do you watch anime? I don't really. I was obsessed with Naruto when I was in high school, and ever since I've only watched like a handful of animes. I've watched Attack on Titan, which was amazing. I really liked it. And recently I watched a few episodes of Tokyo Ghoul, which is great as well. And there's this anime on Netflix called Knights of Sidonia that has 2 seasons. I don't know if it's like a Netflix original or a Peaky Blinders kind of a deal where it's just distributed by Netflix, but it also looks really good. Limitless. I've seen the first few episodes, and I mean, it just seems like another one of the shows. I mean, because there's really, like, you got procedurals that basically have some sort of twist on them, and really what a procedural is down to is the story good, is the characters good, and does the gimmick sort of play into that story in some way, or is it just that? So I liked the movie Limitless when it came out. Didn't love it. I'm not like a huge fan of it, but I thought it was a good movie. And the show, I mean, I hope it gets better, but so far it's just like, all right. I mean, it has Deborah Morgan in it. I like her. She's good, but so far I'm not terribly excited about it. Also, Blind Spot. Blind Spot, I feel the same way. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but so far it's like, okay, it's all right. I'm having fun with it. It's not like the greatest thing ever. All right, I see that I got good comments about Knights of Sidonia. All right, I'm putting that on my list. Have I watched Fargo? I have not, but I have time like set aside for it in my calendar for binge watching both season 1 and season 2 and getting those reviews up as fast as I could. How old am I? I am 26 years old. If I shave off this beard, then I will look like I am 12 years old. Is iZombie worth watching? iZombie is really fun. I really like iZombie. I mean, the first season is just like a lot of fun. The second season we're watching right now, and it seems that it has like the risk of becoming more of the same. But here's a perfect example, because iZombie is essentially a procedural, right? Every episode you got like a different thing going, and the gimmick is that that Liv has to eat the victim's brains, and then she gets like visions of the last things that they saw, visions of their memories, and she also takes on parts of her personality, and that is just so awesome to see every episode, because the actress, I don't know her name, but the actress is absolutely great, and it's so much fun. And one of my favorite things about the show is how Clive, her partner, the cop, every episode he has this thing where she acts completely different, and then he'll have this moment where he basically like, whatever, and then like kind of shrugs it off. I really like that. I have not watched The Expanse yet. Yeah, haven't watched it. Looks pretty cool. I definitely will watch it. Do you read fantasy books? And if yes, what's your favorite book or series? So, So if I don't read fantasy books, are you not interested to know what my favorite book is? I don't really have a favorite series, but my favorite books are Dune, and also I'm trying to think of the name in English because I know in Hebrew. Spares by Michael Marshall Smith. Spares is a wonderful book. I really like it. Let me scroll up in the comments a little bit to see if I've missed anything. Alright, so yeah, you asked how old am I, and I should give a second channel. Alright, you said I completely like blanked there. I should give second chance to Lost. Yeah, I mean, I know I should, but it's like, I will. I mean, next time I'll be sick, and I'll have all the time in the world. I have so many other shows on the list, though. If I have a show that I hate, but everybody else seems to love, in a world. I don't know why my mind went there. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one, because nothing comes to mind right now. I mean, yeah, hate is a strong word, but yeah. Do you have any guilty pleasure shows? Well, I don't know about the term guilty pleasure. I know exactly what you meant, but I don't know about the term guilty pleasure, because I mean, if you're talking about shows that are kind of silly, or I don't know, considered like so bad they're good. If I enjoy something, I enjoy it. I mean, but I don't know why, but the first thing that came to my mind when you said that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know why. Have I seen Mad Men? I have, not all of it, and I feel like I want to make a video for the whole thing, because I've watched the first season a while ago, and it was too long ago for me to talk about specifically that season. So I think I'm going to wait, and I'm going to make a video for the whole thing. Blah, 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 blah. I'm loving this, by the way. I'm having a lot of fun. And thank you all for being a part of this. Alright. Do you play any games? Mr. Ron, old and new. I do play games. Oh, Gotham. Yeah. I'm not liking Gotham, I have to say. But I don't think it qualifies as everybody else loves it. So if I play any games, I do play games. Right now, I mean, I don't spend a lot of time playing games, but right now I'll tell you what I'm playing, or what is currently waiting for me to play is XCOM, Enemy Unknown, Dragon Age Inquisition. I spent 36 hours on a character and then somehow lost it. So I'm waiting. I'm taking a breather before getting back to it. And as far as MMOs, I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online a little bit and the Star Wars one. Yeah, the Star Wars MMO. I'm blanking on the name right now. Have I seen the Black Sails? I've actually seen a few episodes of it, and yeah, I was babysitting I wanted to say I was babysitting for my nephews, but that would mean that I was babysitting my sister, like for my nephews. Like my nephew's like, all right, Mom, bye. Ron, take care of Mom and Dad. No, that was not the case. The nephews were the ones that we were watching. And then I saw a few episodes of Black Sails on VOD. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Did you watch Better Call Saul? I am watching it right now. Loving it so far. I think that when you go into Better Call Saul, you need to understand that it's not Breaking Bad. I mean, it doesn't serve the same purpose as Breaking Bad. But I'm loving it so far. Knights of the Old Republic. That's the one. Woo! You got seasoned reviews. How you doing, Jason? Glad to see you here. I like that. I like that we're starting like our own little community around this. And I'm not just talking about my channel here. I'm not just talking about binge watchers, but there are like a few channels that I think kind of share the same kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say ideals because we're geeks talking about the things we're fans of, but yeah, that is kind of the word I'm looking for. And we all like watch each other, and we have some of the same audience. I don't really like looking at it as, you know, like just an audience. I'm doing this and you're watching me, but we're all part of the same conversation, I think is the best way to put it. And I love it. All right, let's see. What's your name? I forgot. I don't know if that's directed at me or to someone in the comments, but my name is Ron. Star Wars The Force Awakens. I freaking loved Star Wars. I watched it in San Francisco and like the IMAX 3D, everything. And wow, I mean, I need to go see it again. I was never a huge Star Wars fan, but when I watched that movie, it's like I felt like a kid. I really loved it. But it was so sad to see so many disappointed fans walking out of the theater. The kind of fans where the movie couldn't have done anything to satisfy what they had in their heads. Border Toe, Chris, I have to say that I haven't heard of it, I think. All right, I'm gonna scroll up the comments a little bit to see if I missed anything. All right, so Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is another one that I haven't watched. I'm sorry. All right. I was gonna say something about Gotham. Yeah. All right. So I don't know. Did you guys like Gotham? Because I'm having a few problems with it, and I know. I mean, first of all, the question of subtlety about the villains, which is something obvious, and it's something that Jason also. It's something that Jason also talked about in his review of it. Like, obviously, I mean, they're not going to be subtle because you know what it is. It's like a Batman prequel. But they're so on the nose on it, and I thought it's just like a bit too much. It just borders on them. I want to make a sketch about it. I have written a sketch about how unsubtle Gotham is with handling its villains. I'm just reluctant to shoot it because I think it may not be relevant anymore. But yeah. Yes, alright, so dropped to Gotham after 8 episodes, and I got... Tulsuka says, I hope I'm saying that right, man. I'm sorry if I'm not. I'm trying to read like quickly. Says he loves it, like the only one. And I got another, Gotham is not a good show. And then we got Chris saying, I love Gotham. Season 2 is definitely better than the first. Yeah, I mean, I'm still watching Gotham, but do you have those shows where you only watch them when you're doing something else? I mean, that's how I started with Person of Interest, and it graduated into being a show that I'm watching, like, and not doing anything else while I'm watching it. But when I'm washing dishes, for example, that's when I would watch Gotham and still Supernatural sometimes. Although, I mean, Supernatural might be my guilty pleasure, you know? Supernatural, full circle. Am I a fan of the X-Files? So will you be watching the revival? Hell yes, I will be watching the revival. I've watched a lot of X-Files. As you might know about me, I like the story better than the Freak of the Week side of things. And there are very few mythology episodes in the first seasons of X-Files. So I've watched a lot of those. I'm definitely going to be re-watching a lot of them. I have a list of which episodes, I'm going to watch. And yeah, and then I'm definitely going to watch the revival. And I'm going to review the hell out of it. Alright. Thanks, Victor. Alright, we got Matthias saying, I loved Gotham, just hated Fish. She was terrible, but I loved the Penguin, one of my favorite villains ever. I will agree with you there. I mean, I don't love the show as a whole, but, I mean, Fish Mooney, what happened there? Because, I mean, I know it's been said before, but that character is just, everyone in the show is acted fine. I mean, the acting is fine. I like how Jim Gordon is acted. I mean, the guy from the OC that, not that I ever watched that show, but the guy from the OC that plays Gordon, I mean, I think he does a really good job. And the guy that plays his partner, I mean, also is just an actor I like. I liked him on Vikings. But Fish Mooney, I mean, and she's like the A-lister there. And yeah, it's pretty terrible. But Penguin was definitely great. Have I seen Penny Dreadful? Alright, I have not seen Season 2. I've seen Season 1 of Penny Dreadful. I've seen it. It was a few months before I started Binge Watchers. And that's kind of the reason that I didn't review it, because it's been a while. So I'm probably going to watch Season 2 and make a video for both of them. I loved it. I loved Season 1 of Penny Dreadful so much. I mean, the art of the show, the way the show looks, and I mean, God damn it, I'm blanking on names right now. I know the name of the actress there in Penny Dreadful. Why does not the internet give me all the answers that I seek right away? Eva Green. I knew that. I knew that, internet. Thank you. Thank you, internet. Alright, so I absolutely loved it. And Eva Green, just performance of a lifetime, really. She should win all the Oscars. And I know the Oscars are not for TV shows. She's just that good. You should break away from the Oscars and throw it in her face. Like, in a good way, though. So yeah, the answer is yes, I liked Penny Dreadful. Or in the comments, like, Eva Green. Idiot. Yeah, the idiot is me, by the way, not you. Season 2 of True Detective, way worse than Season 1. So I have heard. Breaking Bad, best show of all time. Thoughts? Alright, here's the thing. It's definitely one of the greatest shows of all time, just because of the impact that it had on like TV watching culture, and the golden age of TV or whatever. It's really tough for me to say that one show is the best show. It's definitely one of my favorites ever. It's not my favorite. Sons of Anarchy is my favorite show. Yeah, but it might be kind of conceived as the greatest show of all time, because it's one of those shows that so many people have a consensus on. I mean, I've met people that say they didn't love it, but I don't know. Does any of you like actively don't like Breaking Bad or has a lot of bad things to say about it? Because I think it's one of the shows where the most amount of people agreed that it's just supremely good, and the acting is amazing, and the writing is amazing, and that might make it one of the best shows of all time. All right, Matthias has a question for Jason from Season Reviews if he's going to do a Supernatural review. It's not a weird place to ask. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I love this. I love that we're all in the same conversation. It's great. And the answer is that he's not going to do it anytime soon. Man, you're only on Season 3. You should use that article from Den of Geek that just says, what are the story arc episodes, and like the really good Freak of the Week episodes. Do that. I'm currently watching Season 11, and what can I say? I'm a fan. It has to be my guilty pleasure. Not that guilty. I don't feel guilty about it. It's a fun show. Alright. If there's a show that I truly binge watched, it was Sense8. I also binge watched Sense8, and yeah, it's great. Sense8 is one of those shows where, as I talked about in my last video, told a story in such an innovative way that I don't know, I can't help but think about it as one of the most unique shows of the last year and recently. All right. Chris asks if I watched Wayward Pines. I have not, and I will. And I'm sorry for saying that so much. And I have a few questions here. We're a community. Yes, we are. Yes, we should find like a collective name, because it's not the binge watchers community. I mean, it is, and it's the everything, the TV lovers, awesome people who talk about TV and make the world a better place. All right, a few questions about reviewing movies. So here's the thing. Let me tell you a little bit about why I started this channel, if you're interested in that kind of thing. So a little bit about why I started Binge Watchers. First, I love making stuff. I love creating stuff. And I tried to start a channel, and you can still find it. It's called Red Factory. I started a channel a few years ago where I wanted to make sketches. And I did make a few sketches, and it was a lot of fun. I made them with a few friends of mine. There was even an attempt at a web series that was too ambitious and failed because of reasons. And I still had that need to create something. And I wanted to find something where I could do it within the time frame that I have, because I'm working and everything, and having other things in life. And I could also mainly do by myself. And I was thinking about it so much, and it became one of those things where I realized that I just had to do something, and the idea for Binge Watchers came about that way. And then I started Binge Watchers, and never looked back. It's a lot of fun. And I did think about reviewing movies, like, instead of TV shows. And I don't know. I mean, there are a few things to consider when starting a YouTube channel, I think. First of all is you don't need to think too much about how many other people are doing it, on the one hand. But on the other, I wasn't so quick to start a Let's Play channel, because there's a lot of them, and I don't think I'll be not better, but I don't think I'll have anything new to offer. So there are so many great movie reviewers. And that's part of the reason that I started with TV shows, and I think that I'm always going to be reviewing TV shows. I'm not saying that I'm never going to review movies. I actually plan on reviewing Beasts of No Nation, the Netflix movie, because that's kind of like an online streaming thing. And the other reason is because that I can't keep up with movies, because the cinema is so incredibly expensive here in Israel, and I couldn't possibly. And a lot of the movies get released way later, and I couldn't keep up with like new releases. So I could only review movies in the same way I review shows, which is like whenever. Yeah, I get that you're talking about reviewing movies as well as TV shows, and I definitely might do that. But it will. I think that if I do that, it will be solely based on suggestions from you guys. I think. I don't know, because I just love the format of a TV show so much more. I'm so passionate about it, and I kind of feel the need to talk about them with you guys. And I almost feel the same about movies, but I will kind of need something to direct me. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. The Binge seasoned Watchy TV Net Amazon Prime Flick Stream Nerdy Friends. That is officially the name for everything in the world. Thank you, Jason. All right. What do you think about Luther? Woo! I watched Luther season 1. I actually wrote my review just before going on this broadcast. And broadcast, I feel like I'm on a radio show. I don't know why I said it like that. I loved Luther. Season 1 of Luther, I am actually halfway through season 2 as well. I love that they took a very familiar concept, a very familiar idea, and then basically made something unique out of it. Because at its core, it's a cop show, and the character, you've seen that character a million times, that the broken man, haunted by his past, willing to do everything. I mean, you've seen that man before. You've seen that that character before, but you have not seen Luther. He's different in a good way. He's it's really, I mean, and it's usually the case with the British miniseries, like the 6 episodes. I'm sure that River, another one which I'll be watching soon, is the same. A story that you've seen before, but just done beautifully. It's the same with The Fall. I've watched season 1 of The Fall, and you know, it's basically a detective going after a serial killer, but it's just done beautifully, and you feel like it's the first time you've seen something like that. Season 2 of Luther, yeah, season 2 of Luther is out, I think. All right, what was the old channel called? Luther is Love. The old channel was Red Factory, and I'm not really uploading stuff there anymore. It's where I originally uploaded the hacker sketch, though, and then that migrated over here to Binge Watchers. And that kind of reminds me that I wanted to talk to you guys about making sketches and run a few ideas by you, and maybe you guys have more ideas for them. So I really want to do more TV-related sketches. I'm wondering whether I should worry about if the sketch is about a show that is running currently, because I mean that if the goal is to get views and stuff like that, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but if that's the goal, I should probably only go with, you know, things that are running right now. But sometimes I will have an idea about like an old show, so yeah, I wanted to just kind of get your input on that. But one idea that I really want to do something with, and I'm kind of honing on ideas, and if you have something, I'd love for you to kind of brainstorm with me, is just like we did the hacker sketch, I want to do to make fun of science in TV shows and how science works in TV shows, and especially like crime dramas. That's one idea. And another idea is I want to do a series called the 5-Minute Procedural, where I would just like go through the plot of a procedural, like a generic procedural over the course of 5 minutes. All right. You know what time it is. Time to scroll up the comments. All right. Someone says, Moose the Titan says he loved The Fall. Yeah, I love The Fall as well. I want to do TV videos too. Too much of a fan, too little of a critic. That's not a bad thing. I mean, if you take a look at most of my videos, most of them are saying like really good things about shows. So it's really all about being a fan of watching TV shows. So it's not. I don't like take notes or anything while I'm watching a show because I want to tell you guys about it in the same way I would tell a friend. It is actually the exact same way that I tell a friend about a show that I just watched. Like as a fan of the show, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. So don't let that stop you. I mean, if you want to talk about these TV shows, talk about them as a fan. I think, because if you like kind of define yourself as a critic, it's just kind of a barrier because you're like not the, I don't know, like the average fan or whatever, but that is exactly what I do. Is the fall canceled or is it still going? I don't know. I know that season 1 and season 2 are out, and I don't know. I'll take a look. All right, let me read a little bit of this. Alright, so the rest of Matthias' comment was, it would be just me going, I love it! I really fucking love it! Thanks for watching. I don't know, that sounds pretty great. Like, do it in reasonable quality and explain why you love everything. Just give it like a little spin. If I watch any shows live, or do I only binge watch? I mean, I usually watch The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones as they come out, and that's it pretty much. And the rest of the shows, I would usually stack some episodes and then watch them like 2 at a time. Or maybe I won't binge watch them, but I don't watch a lot of TV shows live. Alright, is it really awkward when I'm quiet? Because I'm screwing up. Right. Yeah, alright, sorry. I just wanted to kind of catch up. I didn't want to miss anything that you guys were saying. Okay, let's talk a little bit about 2016. And that I think a lot of critics fall into the trap of looking at things too critically and go into a show nitpicking it from the start. Exactly. I mean, I don't feel that I'm kind of nitpicking shows when I'm watching them. I feel that I'm just giving you my opinion about them. And sometimes there will be just something that bothers you. And I want to give you an example for that. I was a big fan of 24. The good times and the bad times. I was a fan of 24. And then they did season 9, which was like a 12-episode kind of thing of 24, just half a day. Jack Bauer can have the rest of the day off. And and there was like a big thing with drones there. And, I mean, the drones had cameras, right? And they were, I think it's season 8 I'm talking about, not season 9. But season 9 had the same issue with like street cameras. But anyway, the issue here is cameras, right? The drones had cameras, and they were flying over stuff and taking pictures or taking like videos and live feed into the control room of whatever, of CTU. And the angles that they showed on the monitors in the control rooms never made sense. I mean, it never made sense with where the drone was flying. And that drove me crazy. I feel like that's nitpicking, but it always like threw me out of the experience. Yeah. Domino says, I'm in a show hole and do not know what to watch next. I've seen all the Netflix originals I'm going to see. Any suggestions? Break away from the Netflix originals. Then you can try some Amazon Prime originals on for size, or just one of the many great shows. So if the thing is that you're limited to Netflix, you're in luck because most of the shows I reviewed are available on Netflix. All right. So there was something here that I wanted to talk about. Am I excited for season 3 of The 100? I am, because I really liked season 2. Season 1 was alright, I don't know. I mean, the review I made for it, I still stand by everything I said there. I watched season 1 in a day because just it flows really well. I binge watched the whole thing. But season 2 was a really good show. I mean, kind of graduated into something more than just, something to pass the time with. And I'm really looking forward to see where the story goes and how these characters evolve and where they will dramatically look away from one another or dramatically talk to each other and then turn around and say, yes, our people are baba and doing this. And then everyone around them who are like somehow listening will say yes. But I'm just making fun of it. But yeah, I really like it and I'm excited for season 3. All right. Do you watch Arrow? I do. I've watched all the way up to season 3 and a few episodes of season 4. And I'm not a huge fan. We talked a little bit about this before, but I'm not a huge fan. But it's all right. I like Flash better, and I haven't watched Supergirl yet. And I like Flash better because it did the comic book show thing better. But I do think that the guy who plays the Arrow does a good job. And one of the funniest things that I remember about that show is I don't remember which season is this, but there was the whole thing with the Mirakuru, right? And Arrow. My name is Oliver Quinn. Oliver had his sidekick guy, Arsenal, and he was like under the influence and everything. And he didn't remember. And then there's a scene where, God damn it, what is his name? What is the name of Arsenal's character? Roy. All right. And there's a scene where Roy says, I can't remember. And he's like getting angry. And then Oliver says, I want you to try to remember. And then the way I remember it is that the camera just goes back to Roy and he's like, it zooms in, it's like, I remember. And I just lost it there. Victor cringes at the mere mention of the name of the Supergirl show. Is it really that bad? Is Supergirl that bad?
No.
No, my wife.
It's fun.
My wife says Supergirl is fun. She's watched more episodes of it than me. So, oh yeah, is Attack on Titan Season 2 already out? If I'm excited. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I've watched Season 1, and it's really good. I mean, it's the kind of show that even if you're not into anime at all, you should still watch because it's a good show. All right. It's not good. Yeah. How do you guys feel about Heroes Reborn? Did anyone watch Heroes Reborn all the way through? I could not watch that show all the way through. It was pretty bad. All right, Chris says that he enjoyed Supergirl, but it's not as good as Flash and Arrow. Yeah, I mean, I heard a lot of comparisons, funny as it is, between Supergirl and Jessica Jones. Sorry, I thought I disconnected the internet by mistake. And that is because of the female lead thing. And I haven't watched Supergirl all that much, but as far as I understand, it was just handled way better than Jessica Jones. But this is an example for two shows that are immeasurably different, very hard to compare. But like on that front, I hear that it's a part of the essence of the show in Supergirl, like having that female lead. While in Jessica Jones, it's just part of the story. It's not about being her. It's not about her being a female lead. Like, it takes for granted that a show can have like a female lead. I mean, shows. Yeah, you get what I mean. All right. All right. So I see some people have watched Heroes Reborn. Yeah, I will also probably watch it all the way through, and I will make a video, which it's probably going to be the first video on the Binge Watchers channel where it's going to be me talking shit about a show. Can't say that I didn't want to make one of those, but yeah. I feel bad saying negative things about shows because I always understand how much effort went into them. But as we talked about earlier, I mean, I want to talk about these shows as a fan, you know? Like, I might not like stuff, but always when I write something negative about a show or about a performance that some actor or actress did, I will always be like, that's not cool. A lot of people worked really hard for that. All right, so we had some plans for 2016. Maybe more collabs. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Definitely. All right. Definitely more collabs in 2016. Definitely more sketches that I want to get through. Definitely more videos because, I mean, I've been missing a lot of videos, I have to say. I mean, me saying at the end of every video that that you're getting videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so far has been like just a little bit of a lie because I've been missing a lot. This week I haven't, and I don't plan on missing videos often. And yeah, I'm really hoping that I'll be able to keep the schedule and kind of grow the community and make some sketches. I'm really excited about making sketches. And I really want to do things more than reviews. I love doing reviews. I'm thinking about bringing back TV news and doing like on once a week, just the TV news from that week, and also reporting on those news on bingewatchers.space. I'm still not sure about it. And maybe to do another thing where I kind of talk about behind the scenes aspects of stuff. Sorry. I almost feel the trap of becoming a stupid critic. I wrote a big-ass text pointing every mistake on Supergirl. You shouldn't have deleted it. It's fine. I mean, it doesn't make you a critic. Being a critic is not a bad thing, but it doesn't make you a critic. I mean, you've met fans of Doctor Who and Supernatural that judge you for not having like impeccable trivia knowledge of everything that ever happened on them. It happens. It's all right. Yeah, I get that it's probably not great. All right. Oh my God, House of Cards. I really want a release date for Bloodline Season 2. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so looking forward for Bloodline Season 2. Loved that Bloodline, and I'm so excited for Season 2. And I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping it goes like where I want it to go in my mind. I don't want to talk too much about it because there will be spoilers involved. And House of Cards that's coming on March 4th. So I want to talk to you about House of Cards as well. I'm probably not going to be able to make a review for House of Cards the day it drops because I'm going to be on a flight from here to San Francisco on March 4th, regrettably. I'm going to try to land and then as soon as I can just watch as many episodes as I can. But I don't want to watch it while being super tired because, you know, yeah, that's lost my train of thought there. But yeah, I don't want to watch it while I'm super tired. I want to be able to be like in the experience. So it's probably going to break the mold and not be a day after. It's going to be a few days after. I'm very disappointed. And also, I mean, Luke Cage is coming this year. And oh my God, Daredevil Season 2. The hype looks so good. The Punisher. The Punisher seems that he's going to be like an amazing character, and I really hope that he ends up getting his own show. And that guy from Walking Dead, Shane from Walking Dead, as the Punisher, just looks so good. Alright. I didn't hate Heroes Reborn that much either. It was okay if you ask me. That's perfectly fine. Every opinion is accepted here at Binge Watchers. Alright, we got some people dropping. Nom nom nom. Have a good day, or night, or evening. Thank you for being on the stream. I'm having a lot of fun, I have to say. This is great. If I've seen House of Cards Season 3, no, not yet. But I will be binge watching it soon. Let me just scroll up here. Becky said that they made a royal mess of Supergirl, probably written by a 14-year-old. You're actually not the first person to have told me that, exactly with the age 14, which is funny. So yeah, if there happened to be someone that joined the stream, I want to run those sketch ideas by you again. So first of all, science in TV shows, right? That's the first thing that I kind of that's the first thing that I want to make fun of. And I have like the general outline for it in my head, but I'm still looking for specifics. So if you have examples for like stupid things that shows do, like science-related things, like scientists in shows and how things work, or even like hospital shows or things like that. I would really appreciate if you send them my way. That way we could sort of make the sketch together, and I think it can be really funny. I wanted to do something in the vein of what we did with Hacker, but that one's just a lot more obvious. And the other one was the 5-minute procedural. I have a few ideas for that. And talking about 2016, Victor says, I need to come back to the movie review aspect of it because there's going to be some big movies coming in 2016. Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, there's no real reason for me not to review movies, right? Because, I mean, there's this thing, I don't even know if it really applies to running a YouTube channel called scope creep, right? When a product sets out to do one thing, and then because of whatever reasons, they start like, oh, we can do a little bit of this and we can do a little bit of that, and then the product, instead of being good at the things it's supposed to be good at, is kind of mediocre at everything. So that is kind of the thing that I have in my head about kind of branching out into movies. But that's not a real thing. That's not a real concern. I can talk about movies on this channel if I want to and you guys want to. No harm. What is my opinion of The Walking Dead? Alright, The Walking Dead is one of those shows where, you know, I watch The Walking Dead. Every episode that comes out, I watch it, usually like a day after it comes out. My wife and I watch it together, and we enjoy it. However, it's not one of my favorite shows, and I don't feel, I mean, it has incredibly high production value. The show looks great. It's done a great job at making us feel for the surviving characters. It's really good at making you feel something, like what they want you to feel for a specific character, which really is amazing, and I appreciate that, and I think it's really well acted. The problem that I have is with the pacing and the fact that I don't feel, with The Walking Dead, I don't feel that they're really telling a story. It's more like, alright, so here are things that happen. And that's fine. I mean, there are shows that do that just, you know, perfectly fine. But I don't know, with The Walking Dead, at this point, it feels like a bit too much of it. I hope I'm explaining myself. A bit too much like there's no real story here. It's just me watching the things that happened to these people. And I'm still watching it. I mean, and it's still interesting, and I'm still interested to see what will happen next. I just don't feel it doesn't like grab me as one of my favorite shows. So yeah. It's very true. Victor is talking about not tying myself to the name of the channel. Yeah, you can binge watch movies too, though. Star Wars proved that. What are my favorite shows ever? Favorite shows ever. Sons of Anarchy. Favorite show ever. So far. I mean, not limiting myself to that. Sons of Anarchy. I love Sons of Anarchy. Doctor Who is an example for, I don't really like thinking about it as like my favorite show because it's my fandom. It's the thing that I'm a fan of. Because the show itself, it has some pretty rough patches, right? And it's not always the best thing. But Doctor Who, like as a whole, I'm a huge fan. Definitely Breaking Bad is going to be up there on that list. So yeah, I mean, let me think about it. It's very difficult for me because Sons of Anarchy is currently on top of my list as my favorite show, and the rest just keep changing because different times, like even in the same month, I could be in a state of mind that just my favorite thing is something completely different. I have a feeling though Fargo is going to go up there as soon as I watch it. All right, that's a good input about doing reviews of productions. It's kind of a good sandbox to play in. Random love comment from Matthias. You and Seasoned are actually my favorite channels on YouTube right now. Oh my god. That is, I really appreciate that. And that really means a lot to me, and I'm sure that it also means a lot to Jason. And that is great, and thank you for that. All right, I'm sorry I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name, but we got another person that loves Sons of Anarchy as her favorite show. Not just mentioning Season because he's here, just like I like that. Can I point you to some animes? Yeah, definitely point me to some animes. Expect you to review them. I'm planning on reviewing Knights of Sidonia and Attack on Titan, I think. I'm not sure, in Tokyo Ghoul, maybe. But that, I do feel like it's a bit of a scope creep. I love Matthias's comment about Jason's videos. His videos are fucking life. They are. As I said in the collaboration we did on the Doctor Who review, he has two things that I don't have: cool accent, talent. Oh my god. Did we discuss Sherlock already? I'm actually planning on watching the Sherlock Christmas special, The Abominable Bride, right after we'll be done here. So I will watch it, and I will. I think the reviews for next week are going to be Luther, season 1 of Falling Skies, and then either Ash versus Evil Dead, or maybe I'll make a video about The Abominable Bride. Maybe I'll make like an extra video. Yeah, but I do really like Sherlock. Victor, please feel free to send me all those animes, even if I don't end up reviewing them. Sometimes I forget that there's a camera on me, and then I touch my nose. I'm definitely going to review some animated shows. I'm definitely going to review Knights of Sidonia, and I'm definitely going to do some more reviews for... I'm going to review F is for Family, which I watched recently, BoJack Horseman. That, yeah. All right, now that we have a second comment that saying that I should get more into anime, I'm starting to feel it. Just wanted to tell you, I first found your channel for the Bloodline review. Yeah, a lot of people have, and that's awesome. And I'm so glad it was Bloodline, because Bloodline has to be one of my favorite shows as well. It has to be like in my top 5. Tips for Sherlock from Becky is be ready, pay attention to all the little details, and it's more fun that way. I will remember that. Where can I watch it? The Sherlock special. I've been having a lot of luck with iPlayer on the BBC website, so that's where I'm gonna try. And if that's not gonna work, I'm gonna resort to other means. Right, Victor, you're gonna have to send me those in a message because I'm not gonna be able to. Let me just copy and paste that real quick. Cowboy Bebop I actually watched a lot of. I forgot to mention that, but I watched a lot of Cowboy Bebop, and I really liked it because it kind of felt like Firefly, which may be one of my all-time favorites as well. Scrolling up. Right, just a heads up, we might be wrapping up soon. What about Scream, the Netflix original? I was thinking about watching that. Is it? Yeah? Because it kind of got associated with Scream Queens for me. And I'm not sure I'm interested in that at all. But yeah, there's a Netflix original, and again, I don't know if it's a Netflix original or just Netflix owns the rights for it and distribute it. And the reason that I disclaim that as well was because I made the Peaky Blinders review, and I said that Peaky Blinders is a Netflix original. Now, Netflix considers Peaky Blinders as a Netflix original because they're the only ones that own the rights to distribute it anywhere outside the UK. Where BBC owns the right. And that, I don't know, for the Netflix rules or whatever, qualifies as a Netflix original. And anyway, I said that on my video, and I got a lot of hate for it. A lot of people got angry. Victor, you are getting a lot of love for your recommendation. I will definitely check them out. Thank you for them. Becky says that she's seen 3 minutes of Scream and yawned. Maybe that was the desired effect. It's really weird having a delay. But I have to say that this is running a lot smoother than I expected it, because I expected it to be like a lot of issues. All right, Jason said that he's heard that it's actually worse than Scream Queens, Scream, the Netflix original. I don't know. Any YouTubers I look up to? Definitely. I mean, there are definitely some YouTubers. Definitely, I mean, people that kind of build something around what they love doing. So the reviewers that everybody watches, like Jeremy Johns and Chris Tuckman, and I've been getting a lot of comments comparing me to Chris Tuckman, and I take them all, both the negative and the positive, as compliments. They're definitely huge inspirations because, I mean, they're fans like we are, like I am, and they've taken that thing and they've built something around it. And I think that's just incredible and inspiring. Philip DeFranco is definitely, you know, the OG. Philip DeFranco, with just what he's built and the way he's open about it, is incredible. Casey Neistat as well, one of my favorites. One of the very few daily vloggers that I watch. I kind of religiously watch him. Jack Roper I've been getting into lately, which is the guy from Vsauce 3. Is I don't know. It's like, I really like the stuff that he puts out, like on his personal channel, just him talking about his experiences doing things. And actually, there's a lot. I would say most of the channels I'm subscribed to inspire me in some way. Like, for example, and on a lot of instances, I would prefer like the second channel where it's just them talking about their process and why they do things. Like, for example, Tom Ska's channel is great, but Dark Squidge, his second channel, his vlogging channel, I watch that more often because I just love his opinions about things. Matthias says that his friend forced him through Scream, and a couple of episodes in, I started loving it. All right, I might check it out. All right, so from critic to critic, let's call it crazed TV reviewer to crazed TV reviewer. How do you deal with the large amount of requests for TV shows and reviews, whether you've watched them all or not? How do you pick? That's a great question. So first of all, I've started the poll where you can vote what I should watch and review. It's available on bingewatchers.space/vote. You can go there, and a lot of people have already voted, which is awesome. And you can just vote on what do you want to see. And that's one. Obviously, I'm still going to watch the things that I wanted to watch anyway. So there are so many shows out there, and I feel that people mostly understand that. I try to answer to every comment or every request, and if I'm gonna watch something that that I let those people know. I mean, when they can kind of expect that. That might be a bit more difficult on your channel, Jason, because you put a lot more work into your reviews. But yeah, it's not really something like that we have to deal with. Like, oh my God, so many requests for reviews. I love that people care enough in order to want to know what I have to say about them, or more than that, just have the video up so they could have a conversation about it in the comments. And that is so exciting to me. I think that's absolutely incredible. So yeah, usually when I get a request, I'll put it on a list. The things that get requested the most go higher up on the list, and then I watch them. Now I did that poll, bingewatchers.space/vote. Go there, vote. I think it's going to make things easier as well. And you're more than welcome to use the poll as well. All right, we got a few people joining in. Victor says, try watching the vlogs, opinions, and reviews of Harley Morstein. Yeah, the guy from Epic Mealtime. I will. I didn't know that he had. Ron, what is Harnick Talks? Harnick Talks is the old name of this channel before it became Binge Watchers, which also has a story behind it and why it's called Binge Watchers. Because Red Factory, my old channel, which has the sketches on them, which you can also check out, there's a link on my channel page for it. It was this is embarrassing. It was Harnick Rocks before it was Red Factory, and my Twitter handle is still Harnick Rocks. And when I start a channel, which will be me talking, basically, I just called it Harnick Talks, and that is the reason for it. The most chill stream ever. I think that is like the best thing you could have said about the stream. Don't worry, Gabri P. There are going to be more streams. So how often do you guys want these streams? Because there are a lot of other people streaming. You guys, you all got stuff to do. How often do you want to do this? Every month? Every week? Every 100 episodes? Let me know. Gonna make a brew. Jason's gonna make a brew. Does that mean you're gonna have a beer in like weird British speak? I would definitely like one. Let me scroll up the comments just a little bit. if I like Charlie from Emergency Awesome. I think that what Charlie from Emergency Awesome is doing is incredible. I read recently, there's a book I'm reading called Content Machine, which is basically how to do content marketing, and it's more relevant to what I do for my job, as I'm a product marketing manager for a software company. So it's really more of like a professional development thing. And he has like a few types of people there, and why were they successful at doing something. And one of them is the hustler, just outworks everybody else and produces more. And he has an example up there for someone that did like a daily podcast. But the first thing that I thought about was Charlie from Emergency Awesome, and the fact that he does like 2 videos every day. And I think that he also used to have a full-time job. I started watching his channel when he had like 60,000 subscribers. And that was, I think, I don't know, just a bit more than a year, maybe? Maybe I'm not remembering it right. And now he has 1 million subscribers. And I don't know, I just think it's incredible. I don't watch all of his videos because he mainly talks about like Arrow and Flash and those shows. But he does a lot of really great explanation videos where if you need like quickly some background about a character from the X-Men or one of the comic book shows, it's really great. I love his channel. I will do streaming again. All right, let's see. If I'm going to watch the new Sherlock episode, yes. Oh, I see that. I already answered that one. Yeah, I'm going to watch it right after. When we're done here, I think in like about like 10 minutes, I'm going to watch it. Can I link a GIF here so you can know where this is from? Yeah, Victor, you can do whatever you want. I mean, can you? If you can, you can. Game Gems, you're from Israel too, right? I think I've watched your latest Minecraft video. Like the origin of Minecraft. That was you, right? I'm pretty sure. I am positive, even. Welcome to the stream. Hamza said the Sherlock special is the most quotable episode yet. That is. I mean, to say that about pretty much anything written by Stephen Moffat, for better or for worse, is a huge compliment. All right. Yes, I knew it was you. I've just recently been exposed to like a YouTube community in Israel that I had no idea was even a thing, and I was kind of excited to see that. Yeah. All right, so Jason, I have to say, when you were saying Gabru, you were talking about tea. Because that would have made more sense if it was beer. Did anyone here watch The Princess Bride? Let me know if you've watched The Princess Bride and if you remember that movie. If you did, I want to show you something. I'm going to wait until that hits the... I'm pointing here. There's a delay, so I'm going to wait until it hits the comments. All right, just Google Tommy Lee Jones teaching in Japan. Victor says, and I expect everyone to do this, Google Tommy Lee Jones teaching in Japan. That is exactly what I'm going to do now. And I'm looking for... Oh, I've seen this. Yes, everybody watch that video. Shout out to Gallivant. I haven't watched Gallivant. Gotta go by Ron. It was awesome. Thank you! Oh my god, I can't pronounce... I'm sorry, but yeah. Alright, Domino saw The Princess Bride. We all watched The Princess Bride. Alright. You guys just wait here for 1 second. I gotta show you something. Just wait here for like a very brief amount of time. All right. So, let me share my thought process with you here. Jason said that he was going to make a brew, which made me think of beer, and that it was tea. But the candle was lit. So, and at the corner of my eye, I saw something that has to do with beer, and also has to do with the Princess Bride. And now you're thinking like, what can it be? My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Alright, so as you might know, I am a married man. I have been married to my wife for 3 years now. We have been together for 7 years. And when we got married 3 years ago, a friend of mine that brews beer, because that is a thing you brew, because how would you brew tea, made a beer for us, and I made like a label for it. And this is it. And we called it marriage. That blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream. And I freaking love it! And it says it says here in Hebrew, the official wedding beer. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Hamza said that he has a YouTube channel too, but it's in Arabic. You know, I haven't told you this, but I saw that you write a blog about a lot of the same stuff that I talk about, and I know a little Arabic, not enough to like read a, a blog post about it, but I did Google Translate some of it, and I did read some of it, and I meant to reply to one of your comments and tell you about it, but I forgot. So just know that I did that, and I appreciate you. Inconceivable! Favorite actors and actresses? That is a tough one. I love Willem Dafoe. He is, he's like the first one that pops to mind, even though that he's not. I love the movie The Boondock Saints, but you know, I think he's an incredible actor. Idris Elba is definitely becoming one of my favorites after Luther. Alright, Game Gems is signing off. See ya, Game Gems. Thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, we're probably going to be ending soon-ish. What time is it? I want everyone to write in the comments what time is it for them right now. For me, it's 20 minutes past 11 at night. All right, Victor is also signing off. This is a sign. All right, thank you for joining the stream, Victor. We all love you. And thanks for all those recommendations. He's probably gone by the time this hits. All right, let's see. It's awesome that we got people joining in right now. Definitely do that, Hamzi. I don't know if yeah, I'm still in like in English mode. That's why I'm not saying like Hamzi. I guess is your name is. Matthias found the Sherlock special. All right. We're all over the time board. Time board? That's not a thing. It is a thing now. It may be in the TARDIS. There may be a time board. I love it. Gabri's from Brazil. I think Victor's from Brazil as well. I wonder if he's gone now. Oh, that's cool. That's so interesting to me. Thank you all for doing that. I love thinking about, you know, this, like, 20 people worldwide. And think about, I mean, all right, I messed something up with the stream. Just before it went live, I was set to do it with Hangouts on air. And then just 20 minutes before the stream, I found out that it will limit like the amount of people that can be on it to like 10 people. And then the first thought that crossed my mind was there's not going to be 10 people on the stream. But then I set up like the XSplit and everything. And it's awesome. Matthias said that he found Sherlock almost legally. Capaldi reaction to a time board. Man, I love Capaldi as the Doctor so much. I was not sure about him season 8. Season 9. I don't know. He's a contender. I think that Tennant has like nostalgia shield, but maybe after a few more seasons of Capaldi, that might change. All right, so Jason asks a very interesting question. Oh, there are two very interesting statements here. One, Domino says Game of Thrones is slightly overrated, which is an interesting choice of words. And Jason says, what do I think of Moffat as a writer? I think he's a pretty incredible writer. I think the problem is with how much like the shows that he writes become kind of in love with themselves, if that makes sense. Because I mean, if you think about it, the episodes like Blink or Silence in the Library or like the big episodes that he's written, they're incredible as far as how they come to a close, and really Sherlock is beautifully written. But I don't know, it sometimes feels like the dark side of fan service, if that makes sense. I have some strong opinion of him at the moment after the Doctor Who Christmas special. Yeah, so I saw Jason's comment about the Christmas special alienating new fans, and I don't know if I agree with that. Hamza said that he's still struggling with how to translate the deep H in English. Yeah, so in Arabic and in Hebrew, you got chet, like that sound, which like table in Hebrew is shulchan, and it's really funny trying to watch Americans say that. I'm getting so off track here. Michael T asks if I've seen Luther season 4. I have not. I'm currently in season 2. Domino's gotta go, and we'll watch the rest when it turns into a video. Thank you, Domino. That's awesome of you. If I've seen Capaldi in the thick of it, I have actually, because when I heard that he was going to become the Doctor, when I learned that while watching the movie World War Z, which I'm sure all of you know that, but that is just like what blew my mind. The movie World War Z, where Capaldi plays a doctor at the World Health Organization, and then he's credited in the credits as Who Doctor, and that was kind of like a day before the announcement, and then my mind was just like all over everything, like that was incredible. So yeah, and then I went back and watched a bit of In the Thick of It, and I really liked it. Becky, I don't see you double commenting. I see your comments loud and clear. Poem about the poem about the bird while punching every time. Are we talking about Heaven Sent? We might be. Yeah, so Hamzi's talking about, we're kind of comparing Hebrew and Arabic. Yeah, I know that there are a few. I used to study Arabic when I was in junior high, and yeah, I remember also kind of struggling with a bit of it. All right, so Gabri is saying, my friend is saying to watch The Sopranos, and I like the way you say that, because there's this show, right? There's this obscure show called The Sopranos. Should I check it out? The Sopranos is in my opinion, a very, very, very good show. Um, I mean, it's definitely different from the shows that you get today because it's a lot slower and it's I don't know. It has a very different kind of pacing, but it's really one of those shows where it feels real. Like the way the characters, the way the acting, the way it's written, it just feels. It doesn't feel like a show. There are a lot of shows where you watch and you can acknowledge how awesome the show is, but it still feels like you're watching like a scripted story, and it's not like that with The Sopranos. So it might be a little tough to watch at first if you're not used to that kind of thing. Sorry, but you should definitely check it out. I'm planning on rewatching The Sopranos pretty soon, and I'm thinking about doing like a season by season review for it. All right, Katya, I think Katiga, Katya, I don't know. Katiga, I think that is, saying I have to watch Penny Dreadful. I have watched Penny Dreadful. First season, amazing, incredible, loved it. We were talking about it earlier, saying that Evergreen needs to get all the Oscars, even though the Oscars are not for TV shows. And I haven't watched season 2 yet. I'm excited for it. All right. What is the show I'm most looking forward to on 2016? Mine is Preacher. Like the most, I don't know in the whole of 2016, but the like immediate shows that I'm looking forward to, I'm really hoping that Bloodline Season 2 is 2016. I mean, it has to be. And the second season of Daredevil, oh my god. And there was another, there's an HBO show, I think it's Westworld, that looks just amazing, and I really want to watch that. Alright, so Gabri is going to watch Sopranos, then House of Cards, after he finishes Mr. Robot. That's a good plan. That's a good plan for watching. And Hamzi said that Season 2 of Penny Dreadful is even better than the first. If that is the case, I should go watch it right now, because I freaking loved Season 1. Alright. Okay, so one last question for me. I asked earlier, I might have missed some of the comments. How often do you want to do this? Like once a month? Once a week? Twice a month? Let me know what you think. And also, I want to thank all of you. I had so much fun doing this. I was so nervous about how this was going to go. But you guys are awesome. Next time I will have hopefully a better webcam because this one is shit. And yeah, I just appreciate the conversation that you guys are having about these shows, and that you allow me to kind of take part in that because it's amazing and I'm having so much fun. And I'm really looking forward to growing the community in 2016 so we could have more of these conversations. We got Truth Junkie 69 saying that Daredevil is how he found my channel. That's awesome. I love that people find my channel through the shows that I love. All day, every day. All right, Kanye. Was that a on-topic joke? I don't know. Yeah. I'm thinking that once a week might be a bit much because there are probably other streams that there are. Yeah, I'm just thinking about like not to get people's feed too cluttered, but I'm gonna try to have some structure for it. And every other week is probably the best, really the best suggestion. But I'm trying to figure out a way where we could watch something together, because that is going to be amazing. Like we could decide about an episode and then watch it together. That could be incredible. And I'm trying to figure out a way to do that, but like without infringing copyrights or anything. So when I figure out how to do that, that is going to be another kind of stream. Sorry, I blanked out. Hamzi found me because of Sense8. My Sense8 is my most watched review on this channel. And that's awesome, because I loved Sense8. And I actually, if I would have done the review for Sense8 now, it's one of the very few reviews. Sometimes I re-watch my reviews, which is weird, but it's one of the very few reviews that if I would have done it now, I would have done it a bit differently. I would have say things just like a bit differently. Matthias found my channel through Seasoned, and found Seasoned through YT Talk. Yeah, that's awesome. Alright, Michael T says he has one last question. I'm ready for it. If I'm going to review any more of Orphan Black, I will. I'm probably going to review Season 2 and Season 3 together. Because the thing is, when I watch a season, and then I, for some reason, don't do the video for a while, I kind of forget the things that I wanted to talk about. I forget like the general outline of things that I wanted to talk about, and unfortunately that happened with Orphan Black Season 2 and Vikings Season 2. So I'm either going to rewatch them, which is a possibility, or I'm going to lump the videos together with the season after that. Cool Cat learns fair use. I'm going to check that out. Alright, Gabri's saying, if there was a series about watching a series, yeah, kind of watching together. Yeah, and so about spoiler reviews, that's also like spoiler talks. I'm also planning for 2016. I really like doing it in the form of a comment discussion, like I did for Daredevil and Bloodline, which is basically featuring your comments and then talking about them, and having that be like the spoiler review. Gabri found my channel through Vikings. I liked Vikings. Jason asks if he should do a live stream. Everybody tell him yes. Definitely you should do a live stream. More than that, we should figure out a way to do a live stream together at some point. Definitely go for that. I would be on that live stream. Amy, is that right? Yes, please. Season review, senpai. Notice me, senpai. Are you ever scared that it's been too long since a show? Yeah. So yeah, exactly. That was. So the question Matthias asked is if sometimes too much time passes, if I'm scared like too long has passed for me to do a video. Definitely, that is the case with a lot of. I mean, that happens because I don't always make the video in time. I know I should, but like with Vikings Season 2, I really like the season, but I should have done the video right after watching it, and I didn't. Now it's like too much time has passed, and I don't really want to. I don't really want to kind of, you know, talk about it without remembering the things I really liked and the things I didn't really like. So the first thing I can try is kind of reading about the season, watching the recap, and kind of see if it jogs my memory enough. I don't feel right about that. I might just rewatch the whole thing. All right. That's a clever pun there, Jason. Out of season. Yeah, so, I mean, there's kind of, well, not pressure, but there's kind of a thing where if there's a show that's currently running and it just ended and you want to kind of get the review out there because you know that more people are going to see it and then maybe the community will grow, so that's kind of a trade-off. But you know that if you don't do a video for something that you just watched, you might forget. Like, for example, today I spent all day watching I spent all day watching Ash vs. Evil Dead. All day. And it was great. I watched a little bit of iZombie in the morning, and then I watched Ash vs. Evil Dead all day. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna. And there probably, I don't know, the right thing might be to make a video about it right away. And also for the Sherlock thing, make a video about it right away, because that is what people are searching right now. And I might do that, but that might be at the cost of something else. Livestream, podcast, Skype, Netflix, binge, discuss things. Have you ever watched all Doctor Who episodes pre-2005? I've been going through them from the very beginning. I'm currently in the middle of the 5th Doctor's run. I have. I didn't go through all of them in order, but I've watched a lot of classic Who episodes, with my favorite ones just being, you know, the anniversary ones, the 3 Doctors, the 5 Doctors, just incredible. There's I don't think it's a must, because, you know, there's no like criteria for being a fan, but there are a few select episodes, like the first episodes are so much fun to watch, just like, you know, the way the older episodes, because a lot of times it's fun to watch the current run and just kind of get the tiny references to it. I like it. I've watched a lot of them. Hamzy said that I can't watch Ash vs. Evil Dead sober. That show requires weed or beer. I can get that, but I don't know. I'm just having so much fun with that show. I kind of wish I hadn't watched it all just in one day, because I was having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I kind of want more episodes now, because it's so wonderfully stupid. It's and it's also, I think that horror fans will get a kick out of it as well. Pork Chop Review says, shit, I'm late. Yes, actually, we are just about to wrap up. But don't worry, because there will be more live streams, and this will be up as a video. I'm hoping that that is what happens to live streams. Matthias says that you just can't watch all Doctor Who because it's so old. Yeah, I get that. It's you have to be like in the mood. It's not always easy to watching like black and white stuff. But yeah, I mean, I would say watch the 5 Doctors, because it's a lot more modern, and it's kind of fast paced, and it's fun. I would say definitely watch that. Do I need to watch the Evil Dead movies before starting watch Ash vs. Evil Dead? No, you don't have to at all. Maybe just the first one, but even that, not really, because it's a lot of fun as its own. It kind of gives you the backstory. I mean, it's not gonna hurt watching the original movie. There's a lot of references, nothing major though. You don't have to watch them to enjoy. Pork Chop Review says, Senpai, I'm sorry. Notice me, Senpai. I'm sorry, that is kind of a Markiplier knee-jerk reaction to saying Senpai. That's not, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Pork Chop. All right. You guys, this was awesome. I had so much fun. I had so much fun doing this. And thank all of you for being part of this conversation. And I will figure out a schedule for these, and we will do more. And I think we're gonna wrap this up, because I'm gonna go watch the Sherlock special, and that's probably gonna be a while. And then I do have to get up for work early tomorrow, because I work on Sundays. Do you just remember? A Pork Chop Review says that it's my fault that he has a channel now. You're welcome, I guess. Adventure in Space and Time, dramatization of the first Doctor Who and the guy who played him. Yes, Truth Junkie 69. I did watch it, and it's awesome. It's like teaches you so much about the show. I don't remember Adventure in Space and Time. Definitely watch it. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank all of you for being a part of this. And we will do it again soon. And I will enjoy Sherlock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the kind things that you're saying in the comments. And yes, I will review some animes in the future. All right. I'm not sure I know how to turn this off. I will try this stop streaming button. See you guys. Oh, should I finish with like what I usually say in the end of the videos? Oh my god, I'm being too awkward. I will just say keep binging, and I will see you next time.